they go like in cycles. Sometimes they look really good, and sometimes they don't. They look really bad. But what's important is that they're able to take care of it and treat it.
So what is her life expectation?
Who knows at this point? I mean, she's 60 something. So, but she's pretty healthy for the most part. Her feet, as long as she keeps moving. But elephants are pretty stoic. You know, they seem fine, and then one day they could just fall over and be gone. So that's the thing about elephants. Me, you. You? You? Want me? Hey, Sambo.
Why do you need to do like this?
Because see this little groove right here? Do you see that? Do you see this pocket right here? We want to get rid of this because what's going to happen is stuff will get behind it and it'll separate. So you'll see what I'll do. You can see it already, but what I'll do is I'll try to get rid of that crack or space, because stuff will get behind here. So see how there's like stuff in behind all these cracks? So what we want to do is we want to open up all these cracks so that stuff doesn't get behind them. What happens is the pad, over time the pad will separate, right? So what I do is I bring all this down and you clean up all the little areas.
Yeah, so when you do like that, does it get hurt or not?
No, it doesn't hurt her. It's like a callus. You can touch it. You want to touch it? Touch it. See?
Oh.
It's like a hard callus. So she's supposed to walk on this, right? So that's give me a second. Ooh. See all the stuff here?
Yes.
The line, you see how? So we don't want stuff to get behind here. I'll hit these nails in a minute. There's all kinds of stuff behind here. And that's not what we want, because over time it just becomes, it gets more and more separated, right?
Yes.
So we don't want to do that. So we just, yeah, see? I'm just going to keep following that along. There's stuff in there. I'll get my little knife in a second. I think that when she was in the war, somebody took a knife to her and cut her, you know, to try to injure her.
American war or Khmer roots?
What's that? I don't know exactly. Whatever war was that she may have been involved in during the war time, you know, how, you know, 50 years ago or so, whatever. The history of, you know, of Cambodia and Vietnam, I guess.
Oh.
Whatever. I'm not one to speak on that. I don't know enough, but that's just
Fine.
during the wartime. Yeah, Gemma would know.
Mm-hmm.
So let me do some more. Let me get my little knife here. Do a little bit, and she'll put her foot down because it hurts. She puts it back up. You do a little bit more, but here she's not moving, not flinching. You know, so it's not bothering her. She's eating. She's totally fine.
How do you think about her hair condition right now?
She looks great. I mean, she looks full. You know, physically she looks fine except for her feet. But you know, she's able to walk around and move a lot. So that's what's the most important thing at this point. You know, like I said, she has got all this room to walk around in, and she walks really far, especially on the weekends. We're gonna follow her when we're done here, so you'll be able to see it, how far she goes. Have to come back and more.
How old is she right now?
She's in her 60s. I'm not sure exactly how old, but 60s. Usually what happens is when they get really old, they lose their teeth and then they can't really eat anymore.
So how many teeth in the elephant mouth?
She's got 4 teeth in her mouth. They're about that big.
Oh, 4 teeth. Every elephant have 4 teeth.
Correct. And they've got 6 sets throughout their life.
But when they are old, all their teeth
They lose their teeth and then they can't eat, and then they end up eventually passing. It's okay, honey. It's okay. I know. It's okay. I know. It's okay, honey. Good, honey. Good girl.
How long have you been to be a...
I've been working with elephants for 19 years.
19 years?
Yeah, and I started at the zoo in Phoenix, and we had an elephant there who had really bad feet, so it taught me a lot how to care for them. I had a mentor, still have a mentor, who's taught me so much about feet and what to do, so now I'm able to take my knowledge and share it with people all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the important part. So when I'm here, you know, Sapala does a very good job. He just, sometimes when you do it all, you know, constantly, you just kind of, you lose sight of it because you just kind of get programmed. So it's always good to have a different set of eyes come and look at the feet, right? Again, this doesn't hurt her at all. If I go back to her cuticle, it won't. If I do this again, it's going to bother her. She doesn't like this. But just chop it instead. Okay, there we go, baby. She probably won't like this too much. Again, I'm careful not to hurt her. I don't want her to bleed. You know, sometimes they bleed when they get, you know, her front feet might bleed every now and then because she's got a lot of sensitive stuff there. But you're always cautious of what you're doing to her. It's, you know, it's not just a hunk of wood, right? So. Okay, honey, easy. Cuticles and stuff. Ah. Real quick, I try to do it quickly, efficiently, make sure I don't hurt her the best I can. So. Elephants, the feet look a little bit differently, right? So you have to understand what the elephant's doing, know what to do. You don't trim the feet the same exact way in all the elephants. The idea is the same, but what you do is different. And that's what, you know, makes footwork a little bit more skillful. Because you don't just do the same thing to every elephant, right? You have to know what they're doing, what where the environment that they're in, if it's a healthy environment, if it's a not so healthy environment. If they stand in concrete all day long, you can do all the footwork you want, but you're never going to help the elephant because it's always on concrete. Elephants walk on their toes, right?
Yes.
So elephants walk like this. So she's walking like this right now. That's how she's walking.
Yes.
Like she's on her toes, right? So if they're on concrete all day long, obviously it's not going to be good for them. So you can't do footwork and fix a problem if they're going to continually be in a bad environment, right?
Yes.
So it's important to give them a good environment. That's the key. The good thing about footwork is it tells you a lot about the elephant. If they've got healthy feet, they probably have a pretty good life, right? At least they probably live in a pretty good environment. Because I can tell so much just by looking at their feet. Oh, how they sleep, if they sleep. you know. It's okay, honey bunny. Good girl. She's getting tired, so I'm gonna have to stop here in a second. It's okay, baby. Take a photo. Oh, hang on.